Good morning, everybody. Sending love. Hope we're all doing well out there. So, a little story about friendship and loyalty. So, here a few years back, I had a buddy who's in my unit. He had just got out of a bad marriage. Got divorced, right? And he called me up. He's like, "Hey, man, I could really use a buddy right now." I'm like, "Nothing more needs said. Where you at? And I'll come meet you." So I met him where he was at, and we talked. And he asked me some questions since I had been through a divorce myself, and he asked me what to expect, and he asked me, how I got through it and what I did to navigate those blind spots. That's what divorce is. It's pretty much going through blind spots as you're getting through all that. Causes a lot of mental stuff. Causes a lot of personal anguishes. It's one of those times where everybody should find a friend, find somebody that they can uh, just be with. It's a pretty dramatic time, right? And so every day for that week, we hung out, had a few drinks. Of course, he drank, and I really didn't. Um, but it was to be his wingman. It was to be his buddy as he was going through some stuff to help him figure that stuff out. And so we got to that Friday, and we met at the same spot, and we were doing the same thing, right? And I looked at him, and I'm like, "Okay, dude. So it's been a week." And I started asking him some discovery questions to to fill in the blanks of my questions to figure out where he was at with his process. And he's like, I'm ready. I've been divorced for a little bit now. I've gotten through some stuff. I've done some soul searching. I appreciate everything you've done for me this week. I appreciate you being my buddy this last week, man. I appreciate you. Awesome. So I'm like, so let's go out and let's go do something a little funner than just sitting in this establishment and just staring at the dark spots in the corners, right? And I'm like, let's go play some pool. So we did. And since he was a little bit shy, and since he was kind of new to the single zone again, he's like, "So what would it take to get some girl company to come over here and play some pool?" And I'm like, "Well, be a simple gesture from a wingman taking care of his buddy, right?" And so since he was the senior of the two of us, he was an E6 and I was an E5. Well, I'm like, watch my drink, rack them, and stack them, and get the cues all ready, and I'll be back in a little bit. So, yours truly set out to go find some female companionship. Took me a whopping about 10 minutes. No joke. No joke. Even I was surprised that it happened that quickly. But 10 minutes later, the girls got their drinks. They came and met us at the pool table. We got talking to them. We got acquainted. We asked names, right? We got through that initial awkwardness and those initial discovery questions to find out who each other was and all that. I found out that the girl that I found out one of the girls was already in a relationship, so she was already off limits. I'm not that kind of guy. So I don't tread where another man dwells, right? But the other girl, she was single, and so she got talking to uh, my buddy, and they headed off. So they're over here in the corner teetering like a couple of high school kids, and, and me and the wing girl, if you will, um, we were playing pool, we were chatting, we were laughing, we were just kind of like playing our game of pool while they were over here teetering and tottering like a couple of high school kids. And I was kind of in an awkward way because she was in a relationship, so all it took is someone that she knew to walk into the room and see her with another guy. So I kind of felt kind of bad in that moment just because I wasn't trying to cause problems for anybody, but at the same time, he asked me to perform. So, well, I had to perform. And so, be a wingman, right? Well, they finally, the two high school kids over here, they finally got into the game, and we finally got, we started playing doubles, and next thing I know, some more people came over and wanted to hop in with us, and so next thing you know, we had a whole bunch of us playing on one pool table, playing one game of pool. Like it was really weird. Um, but we had a fun time. I guess my point is, and my question: what do you do for a friend? What are you willing to do for a friend who needs a little bounce back help? Would you put yourself in an awkward situation? Because I was. This girl was in a relationship, so by definition, I had put her in a compromising situation. But I took care of my buddy because that's how we roll. We take care of each other, and plus he covered down on me a lot at the unit with stuff that was going on with leadership roles and stuff like that. So this is my way of reciprocating for all the stuff that he covered down on me for and with. Because we were in the same platoon. He was technically squad leader and I was assistant squad leader. But there were a lot of times where I had to cover down on another squad for the time being because they needed an NCO to cover down. Or whatever other roles came up. So what do you do for a friend? How would you rate your loyalty and your friendship and that bond and the bond that you have with the people in your life? Something to think about. To my knowledge, to this date, they're still going out, they're still with each other. But until next time, have a great night.